Are we live?
Hello, we are live.
Are we live? Look at the colors. So rich and vibrant.
Yes, indeed.
Should I get the microphone a little closer?
No,
here?
you shouldn't, because then you
Okay.
can see it in the shot there.
Oh,
there you
wow,
go.
wow.
We're trying to keep this professional here.
Look, everyone, there's a microphone right
You can't
here.
see it.
It's right over here somewhere.
All right, well, let's get going here. We can't seem to connect to the chat
Not
here.
able to connect the chat. What is
Well,
going
that
on
is
here?
a problem.
Pop-out
But
chat. Oh, there's a chat.
there's a chat. All right.
Okay, it's a pop-out chat.
So we're going to get started here, guys. And I'm sure the first thing you're all going to ask us about.
Stand in front of the light, Peter, so you're
There
not
you
a
go.
halo. There you go.
In S15 NSX.
Mm-hmm.
It's official. We are on the hunt.
It's not a secret. We've been talking about an
No.
NSX for a while, haven't we? But
Yes.
and even S15s we've talked about before, haven't
Yeah.
we?
Yeah. I've
But
got a
we're,
hankering for
really hunting now. We're
Yes.
determined. We want to find us
2020 project cars.
affordable versions of both.
Yeah. The S15, I'm actually a little bit more akin to a cleaner one too, that doesn't need a lot of body work or isn't rusty. I would love a Spec R.
Yeah.
So it'll save me the hassle of having to find all that nice body work,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what I'd love to do. So
Or on the opposite end of the spectrum, you end up with like a base model and kind of build
yeah,
it
and
out
then have
what
to
you
build it
want.
out. So
Gives you an
But
option though to build it.
send me
a
the
little
gamut.
differently.
I don't want to spend, like, my budget at the max I think is around 15K. So I know you know that the really clean ones go for around 20 these days, but Canadian, of course. So I don't know. Send me your options. Send us your options. NSX.
It's got to be a rough one, guys, because we can't afford a good
No.
one. So we're looking for something that's probably been either like in a light accident
Yeah.
or high
Theft
mileage,
recovery,
theft-
high mileage,
maybe a flood recovery.
automatic car. We wouldn't
Yeah,
mind
we
an
could convert
automatic
an
car
automatic
either, so we
over.
can convert it.
Yeah,
So
it's got a hurt motor even.
yeah,
We'll consider any affordable NSX
Yeah.
options. So if you come across those guys,
and
please
obviously,
do let us know.
if you're in Canada, it's easier for us. But
Yeah,
of course, we'll consider stuff from the U.S.
Yeah.
It's just a ship and a tow across the border for us.
yeah,
So,
which leads into answering our first question. We are in the Hamilton, Ontario, Canada area.
yeah, that's what.
But
the
we'll get
shop
to the
is
Q and
located.
A's
Yes.
once we work
Yeah,
our way
yeah.
through
So
our
that's
list here. So
Ontario is pretty much my go-to for cars. If you're in this area and you've got one, by all means, let us know. Again, though, I've had a couple people message me with NSXs that are like in the $40,000-$50,000 range. That's too expensive for us. We
Yeah.
just cannot afford that right now. The Patreon budget plus the YouTube budget does not allocate enough funds.
yeah, I mean,
get
we
a
looked at
pretty
some
baller.
on auction that were like in the 25 to 30
Yeah,
range. So
Yeah,
that's kind of what our hope is,
Around.
to find something
Yeah.
in that price range. I know it's a stretch. I don't know about a Ford Raptor, Jacob. Sorry about that. That's that's too much manly. Too manly a truck for us, I'm afraid. But
big time. So
yeah, Sharp. We know Dylan Sharp. Don't worry. We know him too well. So next on the list, PT, we got the push to 300K subs.
yes.
It's a number. It's a round number. You know, like I don't know if 300K is really the end all and be all, but it's a
I don't
number.
think
It's
it
a
is,
goal.
but
It
it's a
gives us a goal
goal.
to work toward. You got to have goals in life. So
Yeah, and we're setting that goal because we are going to be buying some of our dream cars
Mhm.
as a part of our JDM Legends series that we're going to be launching. I think maybe December,
Late
probably
2019 or early 2020.
January. The way we
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
So we're shopping around for some JDM dream cars, and we're super excited about it. But we would love to have that coincide with 300K, so that
Mhm.
the sooner we hit 300K, the better. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Tell your friends, tell your grandmother, tell your aunt, put it on their TV.
Yeah.
Get them all watching Speed Academy, and there will be some pretty awesome cars.
I just had a great idea. For 300K, we should do a giveaway with your 911.
Oh, of course.
I just came up with that off the top of my hat.
Done deal. And actually, we'll just give the whole fleet away
Yeah,
at
yeah,
this
yeah.
point.
That's true. We'll give Connie away while we're at it
maybe,
here, right?
maybe 10 million subs? That would
Yeah,
probably
10 million
convince me
subs.
for
Yeah, 10 million
911.
subs and we'll give away the 911.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
check back in about 50 years, everyone, and we'll give away the 911. So we should come up with a concept to make a push towards 300K. So maybe let us know in the comment section, you know, what you've seen other YouTubers use as an effective way of, like, you know, helping make a push towards a number.
Yeah.
We're not experts at this. We're learning as we go, and we're all ears on that stuff.
And
so.
I think, speaking of which, this is a good time to ask for your suggestions, critiques, pointers in terms of what you think we should be doing on this channel. So we're always open to suggestions and whatnot. Like, you know, our content we feel is pretty good, but YouTube says otherwise sometimes. So you guys are ultimately the people that are watching our stuff.
300K hot pants photo shoot. That's doable. That's doable.
See, I think
don't
that
know.
might go to like 295K.
Can I vape at the same time as wearing the hot pants? I don't know how we're going to pull that off, but in any case, we'll come up with a concept for that. I think we'll try to make it fun as we get a little closer to that number.
Heck yeah. So let's jump to the other thing that I need some help on, and that is our recently acquired Evo 6 project car. I've been looking around trying to figure out where to source Mitsubishi parts and where to source parts in general for it. I don't know if Mitsubishi dealerships in the US or even in Canada can get parts from overseas. I would love to know your suggestions for the guys that own those cars. How are you getting them? Like, I need small little things like the seals on the weather stripping on the fenders, maybe a door.
Yeah.
Some other stuff. So
you'll see soon that she's a bit of a beater. We didn't show you much of it yet, but it's a little rough.
But I'm trying to get ahead of the ball here. So if you guys know or have any tips or pointers, please post in the comments or shoot me an email, peter@speed.academy, and let me know, because I want to get started on that project to whip up that STI real bad.
Dreamer, so, what a dream race. It's going to beat the STI, guys. Come on.
Yes, it is. It's an Evo. Evos are like, they've always been better. Come on.
We fixed the ringlands on that motor. It's now indestructible.
We'll see about that.
It's got all the good stuff on there. It's got the right guy driving it. It's going to be unbeatable.
Yeah.
We'll
the vape man, for sure. The vape champion.
The vape king will rule all with the STI. You wait and see.
All right. Well, one last thing before we switch over to some Q&A, and that is our 2-week track bonanza.
Track test bonanza, that's right. Yes.
Test bonanza, yeah.
We've been stockpiling track test videos all summer, really.
Yeah.
We've been shooting episodes on like fans cars,
K-Swap Miata, LS Mustang, V8 Miata,
K-Swap DK,
Jackie Ding's crashed Supra.
Yeah, that's right. We'll be able to throw back with Jackie Ding. That'll be a lot of fun too. So we've got a couple of weeks of content bank there, and we kind of need to take a bit of a break here in our regularly scheduled build videos to get caught up on a few things and kind of like
and just get some
ramp up
projects started. So the
so
next 2 weeks are going to be
Monday, right?
Yeah, starting Monday, you're going to see a bunch of track review videos rolling out. However, Wednesday is our last Miata challenge for the season, because it's winter time now.
Yeah, well, almost. Yeah, it feels like it today.
It feels like it.
That last episode features the Car Passion channel and the Slip Angle channel.
It's a good one.
Both Miata enthusiasts, and it's a good one. It's, I think, probably our best battle of the year. So we're going out in style on that one. I think you guys will enjoy it. At least the 10,000 of you who watch it. Why aren't you guys watching the Miata Challenge series, everyone? We put so much time and effort into that, and it just hasn't really gotten the views, has it?
Nope. No, it hasn't.
We've scratched our heads on it.
Yeah.
We've cried a little bit.
Confused, but
we've sulked a little bit.
Just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, we tried a thing, and it wasn't a home run. So apparently you guys want to see builds and then more builds after that. So
and battles, Evo STI
battles are good. And if you like builds, you're going to like our plan this winter. We have some pretty epic stuff coming.
Really awesome stuff coming.
Excited to get into that whole JDM Legends series, which, man, it's going to be good.
It's going to be real good.
We're going to be bankrupt when we're done, but it's going to be a hell of a ride.
That's right.
So do we move on to the Q&A? Oh, I should answer one question. Someone asked me about, first of all, pro vaping tips. Do we have any pro vaping tips?
Apparently don't
Peter
inhale.
Clearly doesn't, because he's a rookie. And I've never vaped before either, but I dominated that competition.
You did.
If you need advice, just send me an email at dave@speedacademy or speed.academy, and I'll do what I can for you. Don't go with the cotton candy juice, though. I felt sick for like an hour after that. It was nasty.
Oh, and by the way, I have a lightly used, what do you call that? Gun. Vaporizer.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what to do with that thing. You know?
If you're itching for a lightly used vape utensil, send us a message. We'll set it on fire for you. And the other thing is how was I enjoying the STI as my daily driver? And it's awesome. It's not to enjoy. That might be the best street car we've ever built. Yeah. The ride quality is exceptional.
Yeah, like the one thing I want to talk about are the bushings. We've kind of always not been huge fans of poly bushings, and we switched over to the Super Pro stuff. Yeah. And it's been on the Miata, it's been on the STI. Yeah. Phenomenal.
I don't understand how they've done it. I talked to one of their technical guys, and he did explain to me that they've changed the way poly is formulated. They've done a lot of engineering into those bushings, and there's some black magic going on there, but the ride quality is really very good. It doesn't add the harshness that I've experienced from poly in the past. So if you're like us and we're always kind of like skeptical of poly in terms of ride quality, we would say try the Super Pro stuff out, because we've been honestly very impressed by it.
Yeah, super cool.
By the whole deal.
I've got a question for you that people keep asking. Where's Connie Salika?
Yeah, we get this every time we do a live stream, Peter. We came up with a really cool idea today.
Yeah.
Do we want to tell them a little bit about that?
I think it's a really cool thing we should mention.
Let us
get people's feedback on it.
Yeah, let us know what you think. It's Connie's waiting. Whoops, sorry, knocked the table. There wasn't an earthquake, everyone. We're not in California. Connie's waiting to be painted. She's sort of torn down. We're about to put her on a rotisserie, and we got to thinking, how can we present it in a way that's a bit different than the first couple of seasons that we did on the car? So we thought about maybe doing it as a hour-long feature film type of episode. So it'd be a little bit different than our typical style, and that feature film would kind of cover the whole history of the car. So there'd be some stuff at the beginning of that film about why I bought the car, how we built it initially, and it would lead into then us getting it painted, putting an interior, like rebuilding it, sorting out the brakes, and then maybe doing like an epic road trip as a sort of celebration of that car being done in a feature filmish kind of style. So we think that'd be a lot of fun to do. Yeah. Something a little different for us to try here creatively, and
and see what the feedback is on the YouTube.
So let us know. The downside of that, for those guys who are like chirping me about where's Connie, is it means it's going to take a little while before
6 months
we build it out and have that series filmed and edited. So it will mean
is coming.
Yeah, you'll have another 6 months to wait, but I think it'd be a worthwhile wait.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, if you follow me on Instagram or follow us on our Instagram, I post periodic updates there. And once we're working on it, I will post more frequent updates.
Yeah.
So at least
you can
kind of get a sense
we'll keep posting stuff on social media. So if you haven't followed us, quick plug, go follow us at Speed Academy.
I mean, if you're here now, you're probably following us, but
let's hope.
Tell your friends, tell your grandma, follow us.
All right. First question.
Dive in deep here, PT.
Is YouTube your guy's only job? Yes, it is. Have you sold the S2000? It is tentatively sold. Yes. And we're sad to see it go, but 2020 we may see another S2000.
Yeah.
I've got my high hopes that we'll get around to building another one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sad about selling it.
As a part of our whole JDM Legends series, because that is one of Japan's best cars.
It really is. So. We talked about doing like a Type R style build on one. Yeah. And then we saw Evasive announce they were doing that, so we're like, we're gonna take a pass on that now. But your buddy just bought a CR.
That's right.
Which someone was posting in here that they saw we bought a CR. So
no, not us. My friend Steve did, and we're gonna make sure we test that car. As soon as we can, because it's kind of badass. So.
And I'm sure we'll test some S2000s as part of our future track test videos. In fact, Ramesh, one of the local S2000 guys, who's like the dominator in CSCS Time Attack, offered for us to come out and try it last week. We just couldn't make it out, but we will shoot some more S2000 stuff for sure.
How did you guys get into the automotive industry?
Man,
luck.
How far back do we go on that one? Yeah, we both kind of stumbled into it.
Yeah, we were just auto enthusiasts originally, and I was a part of a car club. Ended up running a car magazine, and then transferred over into this. That's a short story of it, but it was kind of like my passion that into this. So
yeah, same thing with me.
Yeah,
I grew up in a car family. Was playing with cars as a youngster.
Go volunteer. Go find yourself a car group. A shop that you can do something around, and you never know what that'll turn into. Media is a hard business, but it's certainly rewarding at times. I'll say that.
There's lots of opportunity now to make your own media. Like for me, back 20 years ago when I started, I freelanced for some car magazines more or less for free at the start, just to get my feet wet, and because I enjoyed it. I wasn't really thinking of it as a career, and then it turned into a career. So I mean, these days you can go just start producing your own content. Talk to content producers you like and figure a way out into it if this is what you really want to do.
Here's a good one. What's your MPG on the STI? Have you been keeping track of that?
No, I haven't.
Me being the person I am, I have. Okay. And I don't know the MPG because unfortunately it's a Canadian car, so it has the liters per 100 kilometers. And it's around 11, so that's not bad. Terrible.
That's better than the Tundra.
And that's leaning into it here and there. So it's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
It's certainly we're good daily driver in that sense. Somebody asked about LS3. Yes, it's still at the shop. It's still kicking here. We just haven't really found the right chassis for it. I've been kind of like going back and forth. Oh, which brings me to something that I forgot to mention. Yeah, I was thinking about putting a 2J into my E39 wagon. I was thinking about putting an LS into my E39 wagon. But the more we do these projects, I'm like, we don't want to do the same thing. So now I've come up with the idea. I want to buy an E39 M5 that's either been in a rear end wreck or actually a wreck in general that's been crashed that I can take the power plant out of and put it into my touring wagon, essentially building an M5 touring.
Yeah. Be pretty
So
badass.
if you guys see one of those kicking around locally that you know of, by all means, shoot me a message. Again, Peter@speed.academy.
We're just here shopping on the live stream.
Yeah, Copart is not a great option because I have to go buy it, and we just don't have an account. So locally, if you see one, please let me know. I'd be more than happy.
More importantly,
to grab one of those.
Greg wants to know: can you make a Reliant Robin fast? The answer, of course, Greg, is no, but we can tip it on its side, just like Jeremy.
What's a Reliant Robin?
It's a three-wheeler that they use in Top Gear, and
now we're going deep.
Yeah. That's Greg from Vibrant, so he's trolling us a little bit there.
What
are your dream cars? You're going to see our dream cars this winter when we start building those things. So.
Actually, mine's a Bugatti EB110.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. That's a dream car we'll be purchasing real soon.
Not going to happen. Yeah. I know you're going to see our Japanese dream cars next year.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. So stay tuned on that.
Really awesome.
Yeah, I'm stoked on that.
How do you guys make money to pay yourselves and put money into these cars? Well, we've answered this before, but quickly, YouTube revenue, the Patreon stuff is amazing. We have sponsors. So a lot of the companies we work with provide us with a little bit of extra dollars here and there, and it all comes together to make this work.
Barely, but yes, it does work. Yeah, we're lucky to have the support we do.
We have a side laundry business, actually.
Yes. That I model.
we don't. Which wouldn't be a bad idea.
Unlike that old rumor that Pete and I were successful businessmen and Ken is a surgeon. None of those are true. No. So we're just grinding it out here, doing what we love.
A wrecked R35.
Man,
this ain't caught us on the wrong
bro. This ain't Goon Squad.
You caught us on the wrong time with that. Normally I'd say yes to that, but not yet. I think that's too new of a car for our JDM Legend series.
Yeah, we kind of like the classics right now.
Like in the late 90s automobiles. Somebody asked about an Integra build. I've had this dream to always build two Integras, all the same, one B and one K powered, and then see which one is better. So that's something that I would love to do, but
the K one is better, everybody.
These days B technology has come pretty far.
It has, yeah, it's true.
It has.
Yeah, B20 VTEC, you can make serious jam out of it.
Yeah, so,
no, I'm just being that.
What are your thoughts on the MK5 Supra? Well, awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
There was so much hate. There's so much, this is a BMW, and then look what's happened now. There's guys running like mid 10-second passes on stock turbos and tunes, which is incredible for a vehicle like that, for a car that price. Like, to me, it's an awesome car that, as a new car right now, one of the better vehicles out there for sure.
And it's just exciting seeing the way the community's going at that car hard right now. And like, there's a bunch of YouTubers building it. There's a bunch of, top flight shops like Titan. I think Evasive's building one now.
Yeah.
It's just
going to be, SEMA is going to be full of those, which we do have coverage coming. Will Rogie. Man.
Legend in the house.
That's right. Hello to you, sir.
You're right. Well, anyone who hates on the Supra hasn't been one yet. It drives phenomenal. It's an amazing sports car, a very responsive chassis. I mean, who cares who built it, where it built it? It just drives fantastic. So, sports cars. We'll take all the sports cars we can get.
Ken's RX-7 still in progress. He was actually here welding up an intercooler.
Yeah.
We will not see it this season.
No,
sadly.
I don't think so. I know.
So maybe next season.
I think in the springtime it'll go to the dyno, and we'll see it get tuned on the dyno, and then we'll get it out to the track.
Rotary gods.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Bless us with Ken's car soon.
It's been a bit of a wait, but it's been great having him here in the shop for a couple of days doing some welding with us. So it's like the good old days. Bring the FRS to grid life for GLTC races. I mean, that car's caged. It could go GLTC racing, but I think Pete's a little gun shy about putting that car in harm's way. And frankly, we don't own that car, so I'm not sure
really, it doesn't add up for us. Like, we got to treat this thing as a business, and traveling like that and whatnot. It's just like the Miata series. We love doing it. We think it's so cool, but the amount of effort versus the results just isn't there. Otherwise, we would continue to do it. So
MJB Taco threw $10 our way.
Thank you, good sir. You are our first donator. Thank you so much.
I've been enjoying watching you build your taco on the gram. So keep at it, my friend.
Wow, someone should we build something other than a car, because we're called Speed Academy? A sled, a motorcycle, a boat, a copter.
We do have a ruckus back there. We could build a really fast ruckus.
I just value my life. I'm worried about building something on two wheels.
Yeah. Or even
because I want to go crazy. And boats, we're not in the climate for that kind of stuff.
That's true.
It's like, we got 1 month. I mean, we could go buy a 30-year-old Italian boat and post a video about it, and then
you never know.
But Just kidding. I love you, Chris.
Even Will's on the GLTC bandwagon here. I love GLTC too, guys. I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
I would love to go and do it. It's just from
the
a
internet doesn't.
perspective,
Yeah,
it'd be a
the
bit of a
internet
struggle
does not
for us.
love that. So.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good question. What was your first car?
Man,
I know mine. Plymouth Laser Turbo, 1991. Bought it for $900. Timing belt blown. In my driveway, I rebuilt it with my dad. Like full shade tree mechanic.
Nice.
We're talking like lap the valves with some sand. Put the sucker back together. It ran like a champ, and I was beaten up on
Really?
Camaros all day long.
What a legend here.
That's
huh?
right. That's right.
I mean,
DSM power. One day I will build another one of those.
My first car was pre-DSM. It was a Dodge Omni.
Oh,
It had a whopping 86 horsepower, I think, and it was
man.
It was beige on bronze with a 3-speed automatic. That's how hot that rocket was. My parents gave that to me when I was like 16 when I first learned to drive. So my first actual like fun car was an Eagle Talon, first-gen Eagle Talon TSI.
Yeah.
So we kind of both have DSM roots.
We want one of those cars. They're like the forgotten heroes of the 90s. And
yeah, they're awesome cars.
Maybe we'll get around to building one of those.
That would be a lot of fun.
A 996 build, man.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
we
very
got a
cool.
track review of a 996 coming up soon.
We do.
And that
yeah.
thing was epic.
Yeah.
It was really good.
It's a really cool car. The thing with those cars is they're so good, it's hard to like improve them and substantially modify them, I find. You know what I mean? Like you can do all the suspension bits and whatnot, but it's already got a pretty decent motor unless you really get into turbocharging or K-swaps.
I mean, I think Steve's car that we track tested was a great example.
That's what I mean.
A pretty simple but very, very effective build. Yeah. So wait for that one, guys. I think you'll enjoy that.
I like this one, electric swaps in the future. Yeah, we've contemplated doing an electric swap into something, especially with Sasha just around the corner.
Yeah.
But we really haven't gone down that because it is a big investment of time and energy. And
a bit of a steep learning curve for us too.
Yeah,
it would be a big endeavor.
Yeah.
But I'd love to do that maybe into like an older mid-engine car so that you just throw the motor across the rear axle and go and have fun. Like Sasha did with his Lotus, more or less. I think that's a good, simple approach.
Yeah. What would you consider a reliable daily drift car for 400 horsepower? Ooh. Oh, man, that's a tough one, especially reliable.
C6 Corvette, what's your budget?
Yeah,
I just get something that already has 400 horsepower and go rip.
Yeah, I look at Chasers, Soars. Those ones are good. You can crank out 400 horsepower, and I'd consider that. Pontiac GXP build. Holy, woo, man.
You know what? I do like the Pontiac G8s or the GTOs.
Yeah. Those are very cool. Yeah. Lander's asking, would we ever build an American car? We're shifting away from those. We're doing more Japanese cars.
Yeah.
At this point, we just got to hone the focus of the channel for a bit. We find like that's.
We're gonna go hard at this JDM Legends thing probably for a year at least. So
yeah.
Who knows though? I mean, I'd love to build a C6 Z06.
Yeah. I like those.
I'd like to build like a 3rd gen Camaro.
Yeah. I like to do just a really nice Ford versus Chevy build off where somebody builds one person builds a Camaro and one person builds a Mustang.
There's so many cool things we could do.
Yeah. Best sounding engine? Man, I gotta say Ferrari.
I like me a straight 6 if I'm honest. I think like a 2J sounds pretty epic.
Yeah.
I like the cleanliness of a straight 6 has a pretty sweet sound to it. But man, it's tough to beat like a V12 or a V10. Yeah. That exotic sound to it. So tough call.
Oh, this one's for you, DP. What other YouTubers do you guys enjoy watching? Well, the Straight Pipes, of course.
Yeah,
I don't watch much
here,
YouTube.
So we have to say that Porsche Speedster that they launched the review on today looks sick. I haven't watched it yet.
Or that R34 versus R35.
Yeah, that's
dream car territory right there
for sure. In terms of like guys who are building modified cars, obviously Bad Obsession Motorsports, Binky is a YouTube legend. I think that's like the top of the list for anyone who's really into like heavy fabrication, really custom work, lots of humor, very dry British humor. Other build channels that I enjoy watching, I like Cletus McFarlane. I watch him fairly often. I watch Adam LZ from time to time. What else am I watching these days?
That's good enough.
Jablinski Games. That's right. Go watch Jack Black. Jables.
Somebody was just asking about Dan's 911. Yeah, we see Dan occasionally. His 911, I think, spit up a what was it, like an engine
freeze
plug?
Yeah,
freeze plug. So he had a little bit of an issue there, but I think he put that car back together and it seemed to be running. He just put some coilovers into it as well. So it's on the up and up. We just haven't had really a chance to have a look at it again or review it. So
yeah, we'd like to
try
get
to get that out next year.
We talked about doing like a head-to-head versus Pete's 911.
Yeah.
So that may be something we do.
Yeah, maybe.
If Dan keeps it in one piece long enough.
Or if I allow my car to go on track, I'm still like, Yeah, a little worried about it.
Have you all heard anything from Street Banditos? I was wondering the same thing myself the other day, so I actually reached out to Tim via text and asked him, you know, hey, how come you guys haven't posted anything in a while? And he kind of gave me the inside story, and it's really not my story to share, but they're working some things out there. Let's just put it that way. And everyone's fine and healthy and happy. It's just I think they're logistically working some things out. So I would message them directly if you want more information, but they know everyone wants more content from them. They're just trying
to. Tough game, man. Those guys have full-time jobs, right?
Yeah, they run that body shop full-time. So this is
not an easy thing to do.
Yeah. So hopefully we see more from those guys soon.
Dan
is here.
Oh, well, he's got a new LS6 bottom end coming. There you go. See, we knew. Come on.
There he is.
It's Dan. He's always working with something good. He's coming up with stuff.
Yeah, he did mention that to me now that I think about it. Thoughts on going to Grid Life? We want to go to Grid Life. We want to go to every Grid Life, but man, it's hard to make time, isn't it? First of all, it's a long haul for us, and keeping up with the pace that we're working at right now is very
We've been considering like scaling back on the videos, maybe to 2 times a week and whatnot, and maybe trying to find a little bit extra time to go to events or, you know, for more production. So speed ring, all those events, we definitely want to go to them. It's just when you're grinding it out, when you're grinding it out, trying to produce 3 videos a week, it's kind of tough.
It is tough, yeah. How do I convince my boss, aka the missus, to let me buy another project car?
That is a lifelong conundrum that
is a toughie
that most people struggle with.
I mean, if I'm honest, half the reason I do the job I do is so that I can tell my wife that I'm making a living while playing with cars. So maybe that's the solution. Just quit your job and start a YouTube channel about building cars, and then it's work. You got to buy more cars.
What is the worst car you've ever owned?
Oh man, I was just telling you the worst car I've ever had was a rental. What was that thing? The Chrysler Crossfire?
Yes.
My God, what a dump truck that thing was. I had one as a rental in Atlanta, and it was truly hideous. It drove like, I don't even know how to describe it. The ride quality was so bad. It was like riding on a donkey cart. It was horrible. So worst car I've ever owned, though?
That's a tough one. Like I don't think I've owned a really bad car because I did enough research before buying them. But
I mean, I'm tempted to say maybe like, oh, Yuri's here. We should. I guess I can't say the Prowler then. I had a Dodge Neon, and you know what? That car wasn't that bad actually. The head gasket blew on it just after I sold it, so I got out right in time.
Yeah,
and I enjoyed driving the Neon, so I'm not going to bad talk it.
What do you guys do with builds after? Well, we either collect them in the back of the shop here, or we end up selling them. I wish we could keep every car, but we can't. And like people have been asking us about the STI, whether we're selling it, but the answer is no. It needs to compete against the Evo. We may or may not have a turbo upgrade coming for that engine.
Oh,
I don't
really?
even if I told you this.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. Garrett is thinking about it, so they watched the video and they're like, "Oh, we think you might be able to squeeze a little bit more power out of it, or that turbo might be a little off-sized for that engine." So
G30?
G30 may happen.
Sweet.
Which will give you a little bit more advantage.
My daily driver just got better, everybody.
It's okay. I'm still confident the Evo can make it up. Penguin Scotty, thank you very much for your donation. Woo. We appreciate it.
Just bought me a double from Timmy's.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. You kept the Evo. No, Pete sold the Evo. This is a new Evo 6 that we have that we're building to kind of rival the STI.
And we're going to talk about this in the opening video, but the reason I didn't buy like an Evo 10 or an Evo 8 or 9 or 7 is I've owned those cars previously, so I know what they drive like. I've built them. I didn't want to necessarily build that same car again, and I figured the Evo 6 would be the purest of the Evos, and I think would give the STI the best run for its money while producing the lowest amount of horsepower.
Yeah. Jonathan Bailey asked, any good stories from the magazine days before we had to leave? He was a fan of Modified.
There was
before we had
to leave, it was no, because it was a crappy time for magazines in general. Like sales were slumping, the internet was kind of coming in this big tsunami taking over. So but those days were kind of grim. But oh my God,
we had to do some pretty epic stuff.
That job to this day was like easily the best job I've ever had. Like it was wonderful. There was no crazy pace. Like, I mean, it was still very busy, but it wasn't something like this where you're just producing so much content. You had about 10 stories to produce a month in a magazine, and you'd farm them out, and then 2-3 stories I would produce. They would produce 2 or 3, and then voila, it would come together. It was still a lot of work and whatnot, but man, the trips, like just driving all the cars and whatnot. It was a bit of a different
I think
era.
the highlights for me were it's like Japan, Tokyo Auto Salon trips.
Yeah, those were awesome.
Those were mega.
The Nürburgring,
Nürburgring trip
which we
mega.
actually have a story up on our
website,
Speed Academy site.
Yep.
So go have a look.
Yeah, I think it's called like how to do the Nürburgring at high speed or something like that.
Yeah.
We did a whole driving tour through Germany down to Stelvio Pass in northern Italy, and then we went to Hockenheim Ring on the way back.
Yeah.
Where we saw some epic insanity. They have public lapping evenings at Hockenheim where they have like half an hour bikes and half an hour cars.
Just take a moment, go read our story because it's really good.
Yeah.
Andreas Rosland here asks us thoughts on a first gen Audi S3 99 to 203. Man,
I don't know those cars very well.
Yeah, like I haven't driven one of those. I will say that era of Audis is
they're beautiful looking.
Yeah,
I
think like most cars in the 2000s, they were just before things got really complex, so they're still manageable to work on yourself, but they do come with their own sets of problems. So that's about all the advice
we're not experts with Audis,
we
unfortunately.
can give you that.
I wish I had some better advice for you, but S Audis are phenomenal driving cars.
Like, listen, the new RS3s are incredible. Like,
man.
Some guys are making 650 wheel horsepower, making 9-second passes in those cars.
Yeah, it's wild.
Like, just incredible. So if you're looking for like a small-sized four-door sedan that's a pocket rocket, go check those out. I think they are definitely a good bang for the buck. So
someone said, was it D-Sport? No, we didn't work at D-Sport.
No,
we know the D-Sport
Modified
guys.
Magazine.
Yeah, Pete was the editor-in-chief at Modified Magazine. And I was his henchman.
You should build something cool like a rear-wheel drive CRX. Well, Throttle's building a rear-wheel drive Civic, so they've got us beat on that. But
Aaron Weir, he's
man.
Aaron has a rear-wheel drive CRX. Actually, it's a turbocharged F20C.
You're crazy to do that. Who would want to do that? Come on.
Yes. I wrote a story about that car for Honda Tuning Magazine. Did that publish, Aaron? I think it did publish eventually, didn't it? Because we had a little accident during the photo shoot. Aaron, since he's here trolling us, I'll troll him back and mention that during a photo shoot for Honda Tuning Magazine, he had a little off-road excursion and modified his CRX
for converting your car to rear-wheel drive.
But he fixed it up and made it better than ever. So it wasn't all bad. He made lemonade from that situation. Build a hyperdrive course. You know what? A hyperdrive car build would actually be pretty sick.
Well, he's saying build a course at Cayuga.
A course at Cayuga. Yeah, that'd be badass too.
That would be badass. The Canadian version of hyperdrive here would be amazing.
You know what? We need to build a car for Riley that he takes to go and compete in hyperdrive.
That's true.
Because he's the kind of guy that could kick ass in that series.
He would. Yeah. Yes, he would.
Yuri, you got good ideas. What about a Prowler for hyperdrive?
Oh, man.
We'll build your Prowler. We'll let Riley drive it. And we'll share the wealth and the riches afterwards, Gary. What do you say, buddy? What do you say?
The big holes in our pockets. Someone asked what our favorite build has been so far.
Man, that's a tough one, eh?
That is a tough one. I mean, the S2000 and FRS are so close to my heart because they're like the first builds. They're like when you're young, you've got all this enthusiasm. YouTube's this new thing.
There for sure.
We're working out of this tiny little garage. And then we went to Targa. We had such great accomplishments with that FRS.
Yeah, and the Ontario 1500.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing in that sense.
Those are both phenomenal driving cars. But I think we get better every time we build a car. Like the STI is amazing. And I feel like this 2J Swap M3 is going to be incredible.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I'm excited for the next build. I wish we could keep them all, but we're just running out of space.
I know, yeah. Rotary, build a rotary 911. How about we just build a rotary?
Yeah, we're going to build a rotary. I think that needs to happen.
That could happen.
I think that's a very good idea.
That could definitely happen.
Yes.
So, what sounds better, 4G63 or EJ25? That is a tough one.
I mean, some people love the Boxer Rumble thing, and that's a very distinctive sound. To me, a 4G doesn't really have a particularly distinctive sound.
Nah, like it's got like a lower tone sound out of it, I find, but it's not necessarily anything specific. If I had to choose one, I'd probably say Subaru.
If I had to pick like the best sounding 4-cylinder, the B series Hondas or my Beams motor in the Celica sounds freaking amazing.
Awful though.
The Beams sound so good. The K series do not sound great, but that Beams motor, that's what I'm picking. So forget the 4Gs and that.
All right, we got 1 minute left here before we're going to wrap this up. So 24 hours of lemons. Sadly, no, we're not doing a lot of race content.
I wish we could.
Any more videos on the K-Swap S14? We are desperately trying to put on a brake upgrade from Core 4 Motorsports in the next week and get it out to the racetrack. We just got the car back from Unit 2 Fab, who built us an oil pan, so it should be ready to go. So yes, there is some S14 content coming. Yeah, and release Moose's E36 build. We shot a few episodes on it. We will have those out.
Yeah,
before
who knows
the new
when.
year.
Yeah. It's not imminent, but it's coming soon. Whereas Connie, she's coming. We're gonna paint her. We might do a hour-long video of the rest of the build, so you might have to wait a while.
Let's go watch this again.
Yeah, it's
all right, guys. That is officially a wrap. So as always, we do appreciate the support so much. Thank you, thank you.
Oh man, we got some last-minute money rolling in here.
Oh man, all right.
We got to answer these ones. Build an 818 Factory 5. NB Auto did one of those with a really sick EJ motor build in it. Cool car. Maybe we'll get to drive that car. I don't know that we're really that interested in like kit car builds, so are we?
No, we're not. Yeah.
I don't think that's right.
I don't think there's just not enough interest on the.
It's a very niche thing.
Yeah, on the internet for something like that.
We like our Japanese chassis. Yeah. Thanks for the hours of great content and entertainment. What works out next year with the truck system and my built STI. Oh, Alan Hope. All right, man. Bring it up here.
Thank you, Alan.
Bring it up here.
Yeah, thanks so much,
guys. We are always
guys.
excited to respectfully track test other people's cars.
That's right, we do.
I go gently. I'm a gentle lover, everyone. So.
All right. Oh, one last thing I'm going to mention. We may be doing one last track review run before November. So if you guys have cars you want us to review right before the season is over here, shoot us an email. So we'll wrap it up on that. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Talk to you soon.
All right.